This is my turn. Bichu, Ichilamokwang, Benibuku Makwa, Netelamapo, Walashishio Dui Demiwag. We give thanks for this day and this time, this passage in this way. As children of the East, we give thanks to all those who may remember the kindness of the earth. We send out thanks and love and understanding to all of the people of the South. We send out thanks and understanding and love to all of the people of the West, and to all of the people of the North. It's to be acknowledged that what we understand is that we are but the children, we are keepers. We are the stewards of the earth. It's not just a place or a time or a way, it belongs to all of us. And it's important in this time and in this way and in this moment that we all remember that we must unite, that we must act as one person with one spirit in a good way, that we look over the waters, the earth and the sky, and the people of the earth and the waters of the sky. Ichilamoklang, we ask that this acknowledgement is a charge that we go forward, hand in spirit, that we may lift up all that we may touch in your kindness and in your love. Anishi, 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 Mungumati, Nishi, go. Do I need Moa? And I would also just like to add a moment to say, turn it over to this extremely wonderful Leah and Mr. Lawrence Singer. I thank you guys and Ashik, the whole.
Thank you, Chief Perry, for that. Can you guys hear us all right? Okay, Chief Perry will be joining us later in the program for his own segments. We're really excited to hear from you directly later on. But to get us started, I just wanted to introduce myself and my dad on this Father's Day. So my name is Lee Singer. I am a young lady, short black hair, wearing a blue shirt, and I'm being joined by my dad, curly hair, tied in a ponytail, wearing glasses. Usually I have glasses on too, but today I'm fresh-faced. We thought that we would introduce each other in honor of hosting as a father-daughter duo on Father's Day. So I'm sure most of you know Lauren Singer, executive producer on the Purpose Earth production team and on the board of directors for Unity Earth. In my life, what he has done is laid a foundation of ancient wisdom and international travel and a lot of love. Sorry. He's been a lawyer for many, many years, but I know him most as a music lover, has brought that into my life in many, many ways. And his love of production and creativity, I'm sure shines through in a lot of the work that you do here. I will pass it on to him for my introduction.
Thank you, Lee. Thank you, Chief Perry, too. We'll hear more from you because the theme of this of today is empowerment, and I know, Chief Perry, you have a lot of stories of empowerment. We look forward to hearing them. Lee Singer, I've known for 26 years. We've done a lot of things together. We spent a lot of time together. We had a lot of adventures together, and a lot of it was really our learning together. So I'd like to tell people that we grew up together, and you know, was evidence of that, maybe evidence, maybe not. One of my favorite pop stars is Taylor Swift, and we saw Taylor Swift at Madison Square Garden.
We also saw Fleetwood Mac at Madison Square Garden, so we've had a lot of joint concert experiences.
That was Lee's first rock concert. She was 11 years old on a school night, Fleetwood Mac at Madison Square Garden. So we've done a lot of spiritual things together, for sure. And it's really wonderful, Lee, to see how you've assimilated all the things that we've experienced and really made them part of your life, and you're able to express them so beautifully. And this is a wonderful Father's Day to be here with you and everyone else.
And speaking of everyone else, we would love for everyone to be on camera. We'll have some interactive talk in the chat. Jill will be moderating. And I know some people have mentioned where around the world they're calling in from. So we'll be keeping an eye on the chat too and making sure everyone feels involved and excited. So would love to have you enjoying this time with us. And we're so grateful for you all to be here. Vancouver, Canada, New York City, locations are rolling in. We are now going to give a short introduction to Purpose Earth. I think we have a video to show just to kick us off.
Yeah, there's something wrong with the camera here. I'm not sure what it is, but
Well, while
if you could switch the sides, maybe in the production room. Anyway, let's continue, Lee. We're going to talk about Purpose Earth.
I think,
yeah, and my experience with Purpose Earth over the last 3 years has really been wonderful. We've been aligned. Purpose Earth has 3 foundations: environmental restoration, cultural collaboration, and community activation, and very much aligned with all the things that I do and really how I live my life. And it's almost a perfect alignment. And when you add on that 100% of the donations go directly to grant recipients, and the mentorship program, and the ripple effect. And the ripple effect is that the people that we work with, the people that we've chosen, are developing a global presence. So it's not just local community activation; it's also activation on a global scale. We're empowering leaders and empowering activation in local communities. So it's very exciting for me to be part of Purpose Earth, and also to be able to produce a program and be on a program with Lee Singer, who's heard about Purpose Earth probably for, she thinks, half her life at this point. And what do you think about it, Lee?
I think what is most impactful to me is just the theme and this understanding of purpose. I think there is a lot of noise out in the world. There's a lot of ways to do good. There's a lot of ways to empower grassroots organizations. But there is a lot of noise, and there are a lot of choices that you can make. And I think the great thing about this grant making opportunity and mentorship program is that it really centers organizations that are purpose driven, and those organizations are the ones that are the most successful, that can really impact the most change. And so watching all of the good work that comes out of all of the hard work that everybody is doing is something that really is so special. And it's been an honor to watch Purpose Earth continue to find these organizations and fund them and mentor them, and then also work together and put on these incredible programs. I want to quickly introduce Jill Robinson, who is another core piece of the Purpose Earth team. She's the creative content writer and dedicated chat steward of our program today. So Jill, if you want to introduce yourself and talk a little bit about the chat.
You unmute yourself.
Hello, everybody. I'm Jill. I'm the crazy chatter in the box. We really want to make this program as interactive and a community gathering as possible. So please, I have questions and links that I'll include in the chat, but would love to get your comments, any questions you have, any thoughts or inspiration. Please share so we can really make this a global dialogue and really feel empowered together to make as much change as we can. So thank you all so much for being here.
Yeah, thank you, Jill. And Jill works on the Purpose Earth production team as the creative content writer, and among many other skills. And,
it's an honor to be on the team.
Well, yeah, thank you, Jill. Lee, I think we're gonna. Well, World Unity Week. Let's talk about World Unity Week. It's a new Earth rising, you know, and what that means to not only to us but to the community, really to people all over the world. And how to make that into a narrative that's engaging and positive. And the theme of this program, as I mentioned before, is empowerment, and that's what Purpose Earth does. And we have later in the program, later in the day, there's a program with Nasreen Sheikh of the Empowerment Collective, which I all hope you'll join. Lee, about empowerment. What about empowerment? Did you ever talk about empowerment with your friends?
Sure, we certainly do. I think there is there can easily be a sense of hopelessness in our time right now. I think especially growing up as a young person, the world just looks really different to us than it did for our parents and our mentors. And so working to really empower each other is something that is so important to us. And that's something that Purpose Earth does really well. And so there is a direct impact of all the work that's done here. So as we join in conversation today, watch out for prompts and creative calls in the chat. And then also just want to point out that thanks to the support and the generosity of so many people, we have thus far awarded Purpose Earth grants to 33 extraordinary people and organizations around the world, a total of $308,000 awarding grants. Like it was mentioned in the video, all of the money is 100% given to these grassroots organizations. And there's been a total of 17 countries impacted. So talking about the spread and reach of these purpose-led foundations as they empower the communities around them. We are going to talk a little bit about the mentorship and conversations that happen between grant recipients and the Purpose Earth team. And as they happen all around the world, I think we have a map that we are going to show. If not, I'll keep talking.
Yeah, why don't you introduce Laura Payne?
Okay, so we have a video from Laura Pena, who really harnesses the power of teenage girls. Teenage girls are a group of people very near and dear to my heart, and a group of people that are often overlooked. I think they are in many ways the change makers and taste makers of the world, and hold an incredible amount of power in groups and also individually. She's traveled all around the world interviewing teenage girls in the theme of empowerment and mentorship, and she is going to be joining us via video to talk a little bit about how mentorship works and about all the amazing work that she does. Jill just put in some information in the chat about her as we pull the video up. She's been linking speakers and providing some context to what we're talking about in the chat. So if you ever feel lost, just raise a hand and someone will be there to guide you along. But we will be pulling up a video now.
My name is Laura Peña, and I am the founder of She's the Universe, a global movement for girls' empowerment. She's the Universe is a proud recipient of a Purpose Earth grant. We work with girls both virtually and in person from more than 50 countries, and we support them into becoming the leaders of their own lives so that they can create the changes that we need to see in the world. Having the support of Purpose Earth has allowed us to achieve a lot of things that we could not have achieved on our own. We were able to create our program, World Changers. For World Changers, we brought girls from different parts of the world to talk about issues that they were facing, their communities were facing, working in different initiatives that were aimed to change their communities and in a positive way. One of the key elements for us with Purpose Earth have been the mentorship program. Thanks to the mentorship program, we met Laura Rose, and that has been transformational for us, knowing that we have someone that has our back and that is not only saying, oh, I'm here for you, but it's actually there for us. Laura became part of our board for our nonprofit when we became a nonprofit, and that has been incredible. She's there for all of our board meetings, helping us, giving us guidance on how, as we develop and as we're growing, she's been an essential part of that growth. With their mentorship and their guidance and their resources, they support us in creating an organization that is now a nonprofit. We went through the whole process of becoming a 501c3, which is not a small deal. And then since then, you know, we've been with Purpose Earth for many years at this point, and the support is still there like the first day. One of the things that I love about being part of the Purpose Earth family is that I get to see the people that they bring together. It's been a privilege to witness all of the people who have gotten a grant over the years and see the incredible things that people have been able to create. I want to say thank you to Purpose Earth for the support, for the love, for the community, for the mentorship, and for all of the beautiful things that we've been able to create through this partnership, through this support, through this grant. Thank you so much.
Hello, my name is Vanessa Palmer.
The next video, which is going to be shown soon, just after I speak, is with Vanessa Palmer, who's also on the Purpose Earth production team and a mentor for the Ghazala Collective. And this will be a video with Alon Gerson, one of the founders of the Ghazala Collective. And it's a cross-cultural collective reviving the art of Bedouin, Muslim, Palestinian, Judaic, and Middle Eastern weaving by creating handcrafted, ethically made, locally sourced textiles. It's a really beautiful project, and I'm sure you'll get it. I'm sure you'll understand and also understand sort of the relationship, how mentorship works with the Purpose Earth grant recipients.
My name is Vanessa Palmer. I am the creative director of Purpose Earth. I also support mentorship and fundraising in this amazing program and movement. I've been with Purpose Earth since the beginning grassroots stages, and we are lucky enough today to be talking with Elon from the Ghazala Project. One of the projects that I am mentoring currently and have been for the past couple of years. So I'd like to introduce everybody to Elon.
It's a pleasure to see you, Vanessa. It's always a treat, always a privilege from the very first conversation we had. Thank you for the kind introduction. My name is Ilan Gerzon. I'm a master weaver and co-founder of the Rosala Weaving Collective. We started this about 8 years ago through a very special group of people, myself, a group of Bedouin women, and my co-partner in Israel, Palestine, where I was born and raised. And we came into weaving through recognizing that through our weaving teacher originally, that there's something very, very special about this ancient craft, this ancient tradition. That's beyond endangered, but I wouldn't dare say extinct. And we know that we come from a place that is known for having a lot of struggles in the past few centuries in history. And as we know, especially with women as well, in the cultures of the Middle East, there's a different culture, different way of being together. We saw that through weaving. There's a message that was originally many messages, honestly, but a message of unity, a message of learning how to live on this earth in a way that is so simple, it's actually incredibly complex. And we learned that through living with the people and working with the people and befriending now Bedouin people, really the original people of the Middle East, and the women of that culture who come from a very, very, very matriarchal tradition, which is also the same in the root of all the original Abrahamic faiths. And we saw that there is a process here that has something to offer the world, this weaving process and everything that's in it, because it's a reflection of a culture. What does this mean, culture? Culture means how we relate with one another, how we relate to ourselves, how we relate to the rest of the world, what we pass on to future generations. And we saw that very intrinsically in this weaving process, all of that is reflected. So we're so, I'm grateful to Vanessa for everything you've done and worked with me over this time and over the past, 3 years now, working together to sort of bring these messages out into the light of the rest of the world, so we can bring it out more and more and more in time.
Right, correct. As in the creative industry, and I've been a creative my whole life, you have to learn business. It's not something that comes, naturally to a lot of creative people, because you're just constantly in the zone of creating and you want to make beautiful things. So
Yes,
that's the challenge. And we talk a lot about that in our mentorship and discussions. How do we take these beautiful pieces? How do we sell them to different parts of the world? How do we create more work in the community for these women to weave more? And so I think that's been really one of the most rewarding things for me to work with you on, is helping guide you. From my experience over the years as a creative and as an entrepreneur, trying to bridge those two things together, because it is possible. And it's really amazing watching what you over the years, and expanding and taking this art form in this little part of the world out into other areas, and really looking at making it a proper business. And I think that's the great thing about Purpose Earth's mentorship, is that we can get in and help beyond just the financial grant in the beginning, as much as we can, so, because our conversations last for hours, right?
Well, what's so beautiful about that, as artists, we, if you find your nature, your purpose of being in this world, you can't do anything else. Everything else you do is just to go back to do the thing that you were born to do. And
Right.
And so, it's a process of love and dedication. And as artists, our responsibility to the world and to future generations is offering a slightly different way of looking at everything. a way that creates a sense of unity, questions our purpose here on earth in a good way, shines a light within. And this actual textile, both of these that came through working with Purpose Earth, were made by Jmia, one of our co-founders, a very regal and powerful Bedouin woman. And through the creation of this textile, her entire relationship with the Bedouin tribes and villages around her just exploded in a good way. You know, that's one of the big things we're doing at Ghazala. Like, we want to illuminate and grow the good that can be born and that has been born over time in the Middle East. Let's focus on what we can do together. And weaving is being doing that through this textile. I got to show you. I would like to talk about it for at least 3 days, but we have a minute and a half. But through this textile here, this textile, which you see in the middle, is a technique made on the ground loom that is pretty much gone. We've been bringing it back through this work with Purpose Earth, as well as these tassels down here. There's so much to explain, so much meaning embedded in it all. But through the grant we got with Purpose Earth, we trained together to make this textile. It's really like pulling a dream from the past back into this time and making it work. All of the communities around her started coming to Jmia. She's now like a self-made, entrepreneur, for lack of a better word. People of different generations will come to her, youth, men especially, which is unheard of, you know, will come to her and say, hey, my grandmother she made this one thing. Like, what we're making are things you see in books and in museums. What we're doing is like putting it back into the world, recreating the culture, at least some semblance of what we can with it. So that it's living. This is a living, breathing craft, a tradition that has so much that it's holding to share with the world. And now there's people coming to her asking, hey, can you make this? We don't know. Everybody forgot the entire process. People are coming to her. We've been able to, facilitate her creating her own weaving studio through the creation of just this one textile, which the weaving craft had been lost. Bedouin culture has been, it's a story around the world of being nomads around the world. The civilized world does not look kindly upon original nomad cultures, but they are a fierce and graceful and proud and wise and intelligent people. And these weavings are a reflection of that, being able to come back into this world and be seen in a good light in the rest of the world. So these textiles are an example of that. And Ghazala is an example and a reflection of what this culture can really do and can give to the rest of the world. And our process with Purpose Earth is illuminating that. So thank you, Vanessa.
That's great. Well, thank you, Ilan. We've been talking a lot about Purpose Earth, about creating this ripple effect, and casting a stone into the water and letting those ripples expand across the world and the globe, which is what our organization does. You're one of 32 projects in 17 countries that we've helped and funded and mentored, and your own ripple that's expanding more and helping change the world through art and creativity and bringing tradition and history back to tell a story and to weave peace back into this world, where we desperately need it right now. So thank you for sharing your story and your conversation today, and I'm honored. Thank you for letting me want to guide you in places that I can over the years. It's been an amazing journey and friendship, but we have many more to come.
God willing, this is only the beginning.
We have the map.
That was so great to hear from the Ghazala Collective. I started looking at their website while Ilan was talking and sharing the story. And they're just making some beautiful work, and you can even create a custom piece and support them directly. And of course, I think the Purpose Earth mentorship I laughed a little bit when they talked about needing to know business as a creative, as a business school alum myself. It certainly is not something that people are born with. But I think the power of the mentorship program is that mentors are able to meet the grant recipients where they're at and offer skills and conversations and learnings that are really relevant to the work that they're doing. So it was really great to hear from both of them. And it is an example of the international work that happens through Purpose Earth grants. I think we have a map of the impact that's been made so far. So 17 countries all over the world. These communities are being touched by leaders, grassroots leaders that really take the word of empowerment and purpose and really transform it into something beautiful. So the worldwide impact of all the work that's been happening here is really incredible to see. Speaking of the world, our next guest, the Beautiful Earth Foundation, is one that I know and I have known for a very long time. I've been very fortunate to be able to go to shows held by Kenji and the Beautiful Earth Foundation since I was a kid. And I have to say that it made a pretty big impact on me. And I think what these shows really do as they draw the line between art and science and technology is not only showcase how beautiful the earth and the globe that we're on, but also there really is a direct call to action, this sort of empowerment in the form of advocacy. You learn and you get to witness how gorgeous the earth is and all of its inhabitants, and then faced with the real question of what we can do to save it now. And so I am going to introduce Rhiannon, another member of the Purpose Earth team, creative director and co-producer. She's also a board member on the Beautiful Earth Foundation. And then speaking of the combination of arts and impact, is the founder of Catalyst Culture Labs, which is a creative incubator for socially engaged arts and events.
Hi, everyone. Oh, it's hard to express just how overjoyed I am to be here with you all. And thank you so much, Lee and Lawrence, for that beautiful introduction and for all you're doing and being just such wonderful partners to each other in life. In a moment, I'll be joined by Valerie Casasanto and Kenji Williams to talk about an historic Purpose Earth project that we led together only days ago. Valerie is NASA's Education and Outreach Director for the ICESat-2 mission, which is NASA's ice, cloud, and land elevation satellite. She designs payload experiments for NASA. She inspires the next generations tirelessly, and she is also Bella Gaia's original champion at NASA. Literally none of this could have been possible without her. And this was my first opportunity to work directly with Valerie. So it has just been an absolute joy. Kenji Williams is the creator and director of NASA-powered immersive theater experience Bella Gaia, which has changed my life, going on the road and traveling and working with Kenji for many years now. He's the founder of the Beautiful Earth Foundation. He's a brilliant violinist, composer, visionary, and dear friend. Before we talk more about this project and have a brief conversation, let's watch a video so you can see a bit more of the story of what just happened with the power of Purpose Earth.
The first day or so, we all pointed to our countries. The third or fourth day, we were pointing to our continents. By the fifth day, we were aware of only one Earth.
is Roberta Raymond, and I'm a teacher at Edward R. Murrow High School. And I brought my AP, my junior AP English class, Lang and Comp. The visual was stunning, and Kenji and the violin playing really touched our emotions, and this opportunity for them to talk to people from NASA, to talk to people on this project, is priceless. So I really thank you for bringing this interdisciplinary experience to us, and keep doing it because we need more of it. So thank you.
Hello, my name is Carlos Reyes. I'm the Assistant Principal of Science at Edward R. Murrow High School. I am grateful to have the people from Balaguia come in here and did an amazing show with an amazing hands-on task for the kids. We had over 600 kids here that truly enjoyed the experience, so I'm very, very grateful for it. The reason why I brought Balaguia is because I think that students need to understand what is going on with the earth right now. They need to know that we're all in it together, and that they have the power now to be able to make decisions that would affect us in the future.
I thought it was really cool personally. It really gave a different perspective on just how both small and also beautiful the earth is. We got to see, and also we got to use AR technology to see the earth in our own hand almost, and you could see what was going on in certain places by turning a cube, which I thought was really cool. From the cube that we had where you could see the earth, you could see the fires in Quebec, and you could really just see all of this disaster going on, but also all the beauty that's going on in the earth.
Okay. Hi, I'm Annabelle. I'm from Edward R. Murrow, and after seeing Baragaya, I was astonished by the beautiful images of our earth, especially now after the pandemic. And during the pandemic, majority of us have been trying to clean up after our earth and understand more about the ozone layer and how we can do what we can do to help it be fixed. And so the Balagaya was amazingly presented, and it made us all in crew feel that it's a beautiful earth and we should take care of it and we should do more to help it. Yeah.
Hi, Kenji and Valerie. Oh my goodness. I'm so over the moon that we just got to do that together. It's so remarkable. For over 600 students, and including classes of students who are neurodiverse and students with disabilities, bringing STEM and STEAM to this incredible, perfect school partner and activating empathy. And I'm so grateful to you both for everything that you do for the planet. And I'm thrilled to be here with you. I'd love to just hear your reflections on the day and the kids and how it felt.
Yes, I want to thank first Purpose Earth for this amazing grant that made it all possible. And my wonderful team, Valerie and Rhiannon, and the folks at Edward Murrow High School. So they were really the perfect partner. It was a crazy day. It was the worst smoky day in New York. So it literally brought kind of the message of Beautiful Earth, which is to personalize these global problems into a more personal language. And so literally you could smell the smoke in the theater, but also bringing in multimedia experience like Balagaya, which really brings in NASA satellite imagery with live music into this emotional channel. I was really impacted by the reaction of the students, how much they cared, actually. This is really, our mission is to inspire care and understanding of the earth on a more emotional level, not just about numbers. And I think that's also exactly what Purpose Earth and Unity Earth is all about. So thank you, Ben. Thank you, everyone at Purpose Earth. And really, the students gave me hope that there's really some very caring and intelligent young kids out there that will grow up and make a difference.
Yeah, thanks, Kenji. And I'm so thrilled to be here. Thank you, Rhiannon, for everything you're doing with Purpose Earth and the grant and the experience with the Edward R. Murrow High School in Brooklyn. And I feel super grateful to be able to work at NASA. And even though it's a government agency, it is able to, through its discoveries and space travel. And I threw in the link originally, the Earthrise image from Apollo 8, which, as everyone knows, everyone has seen this image, and it really inspired people to begin to think about the Earth in a new way. And I feel like with being able to see the Earth from a new perspective, from a far away or a distant place, we can see the whole Earth and see it in a new way. And what Kenji is doing with Bella Gaia is bringing that experience and the main missing connection, which is that emotional connection, because NASA is very good at providing the data. It sends satellites up, and it's collecting all this information about our living planet in so many different ways, whether it's with smoke, collecting data on the ice height, which my satellite does, or ocean surface temperatures. There's a whole slew of things that the Earth science satellites do. But the main missing piece is that emotional connection, and through the music and the imagery and showing both the ugly and the beautiful. So there's a lot of ugly out there. We're losing tremendous amounts of ice every year, as we know. But there's also the beauty of the Earth, and there is a lot of hope out there. And with this program, we really wanted to convey to the students and to the public that our Earth is beautiful. And we want to show what is really happening, the actual data, and that there is hope, and they can make a difference, and they have a role to play. And we need them to go into these fields to study our Earth and to make a change. So with this program, we're able to combine art, science, and inspire the students, and then do hands-on with them, engage them, and empower them, and allow them to either do internships at NASA or come and learn about the data and work with it, and other citizen science type projects. So I'm really excited about this experience and the grant that we were able to have with Purpose Earth.
It was so amazing, Valerie, to watch the students' faces when you talked to them about the possibility that they could intern at NASA. There were so many students that you saw their faces light up and realize this is something that's possible for me. And I saw you directly talking to students like, well, I don't have this kind of background, and just really encouraging them to know that there are all kinds of possibilities. I want to thank you for that. And you know, I will never forget when I first met Kenji and I first learned that NASA was doing this work with artists. A lot of people don't know that there are these programs that are designed to really bring arts and sciences together. And it instantly gave me more hope for the future of our entire planet, for humanity. And one of the things that I think is remarkable too, that a lot of people don't necessarily know is, I have a lot of people with the work that I've been so blessed to do with NASA, with Bella Gaia. A lot of people ask me, why are we going to space and spending all of this money when we have all these problems on Earth? So many people don't realize how much of NASA's work is focused on the planet Earth, and how much of the reason we go out is to look back at our beautiful planet and to have that perspective of its wholeness, which that moment, that Earthrise photo moment, shifted our consciousness permanently. Some people credit it as the birth of the modern environmental movement. It's it's a moment that we never can go back from. Now we know that we are whole and we know what our responsibility is. And we just keep passing that on to the next generation along with that sense of empowerment. And I just wanted to say again, too, throughout this entire program, it's such a beautiful representation of how our relationships empower everything that we do. And I'm so grateful I know Purpose Earth and Unity Earth because of Bella Gaia. It's because of Kristen Hoffman deciding that I really needed to know this man named Ben Bowler. And then it's because of Ben Bowler that I know Purpose Earth. And it's just this beautiful synergistic web work of relationships that empower us all. So thank you. Thank you to all of you.
Hey, Ben.
Thank you all for that. It is so important to realize the impacts of the work that we do, and especially when we're talking directly to children. So I can't wait to see some of those kids be inspired by what they saw this year and join the team at NASA. I think it is just such a powerful thing to sort of open these kids' minds, not just temporarily while they're watching the performance, but really in their hopes and dreams and impacts. We are going to take a moment and reflect on all that we have learned about and shared with each other so far. Vanessa Palmer and Rhiannon Catalyst on the Purpose Earth team have created a meditation video that we will be showing shortly. Dad, is there anything you wanted to mention before we all take a second and one big deep breath?
No, a deep breath is good.
Close your eyes and take a conscious breath. Relax your shoulders, your body, your mind, your spirit. Just let everything gently and slowly start to release. Let's reflect for a moment on our intention of being here today, for our grant recipients, and the seeds we are planting to create a better future. Our collective's intention is to better our communities, the environment, and our culture in the world. How we choose to connect, grow, and share abundance of love to make the world a more beautiful place to be in. As you sit in this tranquility, in your mindfulness meditation, feel the connection of love that connects us all, and harness that energy. Visualize the light and send that out to every corner of the globe.
That was very peaceful. Thank you.
I'm glad we got to have that moment together.
Yeah. Thank you, Vanessa and Rhiannon. I'd just like to take this time to thank Emmanuel Councilman and Laura Rose, who have been, with Ben Bowler, they're the co-founders of Purpose Earth. And their support for Purpose Earth has really enabled us to make an impact in the world in really only a few years. And we have a global presence, and it's with their support and vision that we're very grateful for. So thank you, and happy Father's Day, Emmanuel.
I think we may have a QR code for those that feel called to.
Yeah, just a quick cue. We can leave this up for a few minutes. You can also donate through the Purpose Earth website. We all play a critical role in what's happening in the world and changing the world. And everything we do has to really focus on this vision of a new Earth rising. It's positive and really thinking about the future in good ways that we're not used to. If we could take that off, thank you. We want to bring up Chief Perry. Yeah, greetings.
Hi there, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yes, we can hear you.
Yeah.
See, I'm techno brain dead, so I have to check with everybody.
Well, it looks like I'm techno brain dead here today too. So, Chief Perry is the founder of Sweetwater Cultural Center, which is a Purpose Earth grant recipient 3 years ago. So we got to meet and have had a lot of interaction, and it's really been wonderful for me. So thank you, Chief Perry. And today we're talking about empowerment. It's and your work is all about empowerment and empowering your community. And if you could just tell us a little bit of what's happened in a lot's happened in the 3 years.
All righty.
So just if you give us a summary would be great.
Yeah, quite a bit has happened. A lot of very, very good things. And I think one of the main reasons it has happened because of the unity of the people that's come around the simple issue of preserving our earth in unity in a good way. We've recently been able to return the Tahiti Way that we, in English, we call Split Rock, which is considered one of the 7 sacred sister temples in the world. It's considered a portal, and how that came around, I'd like to just give a little history of it, short history. When our visitors first came, when George Washington and people first came, well, our elders used to go up into the mountains and pray. It was considered a power spot. It was always considered a power spot, and it was a place that they would come down off the mountain into the fields below and decree whatever it was in terms of making peace among different tribes, making settlements. So it had always been that. After that, it became a place that George Washington actually went up to get permission to use the Ramapo Pass. It was the Ramapo Pass that made it possible for the victory in the New England colonies in the Revolutionary War, without question, without the agreement being made at the Tahiti Way for George Washington to use the Ramapo Pass. It would not be in New York or New Jersey or United States. Following that, and up until I was a small child, I used to ask, what were the women doing? What were they doing in the mountains all the time when I was small? And they told me it was Indian business stuff, which means stay in your own place. Little pitchers have big ears. It means be quiet and be who you're supposed to be respectful. Okay. From there, and from that point, I would say from point, I want to add that the first thing George Washington did as thanking the Ramapo people, the Muncie people here in the Eastern Gate, they were so overjoyed and gracious that they were able to win the American Revolution in terms of the Eastern, the colonies. They enslaved my people. We were made the very first people enslaved in the United States of America. If it wasn't for the resistance of our people here in the Northeast, I think we would easily be saying that all of our relatives in North, South, East, and West would be now been picking cotton. So in a way, we apologize to our relatives in Africa and about, but we refuse to be enslaved, as I'm sure they would have been had they gone there first. These decisions were made at the Tahiti Way at Split Rock. And up until, I would say, the early 60s, 62, 63, in that area, our people would go there and pray and do ceremony. Of course, I was still a kid, so I got to tag along eventually. But then in the early 60s, they began burning crosses there. So once again, people scattered and sort of stayed away, and we were able to hold on. But we moved forward, and then we were being blessed. We would sort of sneak up there slowly but surely and pray and leave. And then we were blessed just a few years ago with Purpose Earth and with Unity Earth to bring a larger global understanding of what was going on politically and spiritually. And it led to the Rockland County legislature returning the mountain to us. So for the last 3 years, we have been grooming it because at one point it looked like, forgive the expression, it looked like it might have been beer bottle heaven. Every time we went up there, there was more glass broken on. I don't know how these people did this, but we continued to go and to clean up. It brings us to today. The land was returned, and not very long ago, we were in the middle of a board meeting, and the folks showed up from Columbia, the Mamos, in traditional garb. They didn't speak Spanish or English, and their interpreters informed us that it was time to open up the portal. It was time to bring back the sacred people to the earth because the portal, the mountain, the sister temple, was related to 7 other sister temples on the earth. Those sister temples are related to the Pleiades, and the Pleiades is one of the reasons they built the pyramids in Egypt and in Mexico. So to make a long story short, initially it sort of was tongue in cheek. They were talking, I'm thinking portal, right? So they think I'm Harry Potter or something. I'm sort of being polite, but I'm not really buying into it. And then one of the folks said something at the meeting that I am confident maybe only 2% of the Ramapos would have known. There is no way on earth that these folks that their elders sent up here from Colombia, from a mountain in Colombia, would have known, unless it certainly came from the spirit, unless it certainly came from their elders. And since then, through the help of Linda, Janice, and Ben, and Lawrence, and so many others with Unity Earth and Purpose Earth, we've been able to regain the control of the mountain. It's been returned to us this year. And on the 24th of June, just next week, we're going to have a celebration for the return of the portal, and we're inviting everyone to come. And we've asked the guys, if possible, dress in white. Ladies, dress as you feel is most natural to yourselves. And also, if possible, bring a small stone. The stone should be maybe 1 inch or 2 inch in diameter. Don't bring a big rock, plus it's a big hill. And so we're going forward from there. And what I would like to really ask is going forward as we pray, I want everyone to understand this is a sacred site of the earth. This is not the sacred site of the Ramapos. This should be developed ultimately, and the challenge is it should become a World Heritage Site. There are like sites in South America, in Australia, and in Western United States, and I'm sure I don't want to insult anybody, but I'm confident when Moses was going to Mount Sinai, he didn't go up there to see if they were burning trees. So I would like to believe at some point, and I will get confirmation on that soon. I believe Mount Sinai is one of the 7 portals of the earth that has brought positive energy to the people of this land. So I would like to ask those who may have the talent, the spirit, and understand the processing to please just share the knowledge with us that we may truly make this a part of a unified and blessed earth. And for that, I also want to thank you for this moment in time. So, and then she.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Thank you, Chief Perry. It's very inspiring, and there's more stories because you've been empowered the community. You've been empowering your community for really
absolutely. And may I add one little thing?
Sure, certainly.
I don't know if anybody can see this, but I have my Hollow Earth necklace on. It hasn't been off since I received it from a very beautiful lady, Ben knows well. I don't know if you can see it. Oh boy, I guess I should have been quiet. I can't see it myself on the screen. Never mind. Thank you, everybody.
Tell us about it quickly. Just tell us quickly.
Well, it's a symbol of Hollow Earth. And there's a whole, I guess you all know, there's a Hollow Earth movement. We employ and join everyone to join us and to walk forward in unity. And Mrs. Joan Bowler gave me this a while back, and it's dear and dear to my heart. And I'm afraid to take it off because I don't want any kind of spankings or anything. So I want to thank each and every one of you.
So you continue to be a wise man.
Thank you.
And Chief Perry, before you leave, we had a question about the date of the upcoming event at Split Rock.
Right. It's going to be June 24th, and we want to gather at 8 o'clock at the Tribal Building at 189 Stag Hill Road, Morwell, New Jersey. So it's approximately 30 minutes from Manhattan.
There'll be more information from Unity Earth about it too.
Right. I had flyers and things, but technically I'll get them out when the program's over. So no worry.
Okay, great.
Well, I'll be there, and I look forward to it. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, each of you.
Thank you very much. And thank you for touching on the power of stories and how our shared understanding of these sites and of the stories that we have and shared together, how impactful they can be. And it's not easy to continue carrying them on. I know that you all have faced a great deal of oppression, even continuing till today. And so thank you so much for the work that you do, standing strong and in keeping that space for us. I am now going to pass it over to Rhiannon, who's going to introduce Black land ownership.
Hi, everyone. Thank you so much, Lee. And thank you so much, Chief Dwayne Perry. We love you so much. And we're just all uplifted by the work that you do. And I've really been excited to introduce you to the people that we're about to meet here. There are a lot of incredible connections and synergies with the work being done and what you have been speaking about. You know, tomorrow, of course, is Juneteenth, an incredibly important day in the United States, Turtle Island. And, you know, the project we're about to celebrate and talk about is one that's working deeply to help heal our relationship with the land and also work to celebrate ancestral ways of working the land, along with healing the connections that marginalized communities have and access that people have to the land. And this is all so key to us creating a sustainable future together. So I just wanted to say I'm excited for Chief Perry to meet Melissa and Chris Carr. And Melissa, Chris Carr, and Dr. Marty are all incredible change makers, activists, and artists. Melissa, along with being a brilliant activist, is also a beautiful writer, just an incredible wordsmith. I love your writing so much, and I encourage everyone to check that out if you have the great pleasure of doing so. Hopefully, maybe you can share something with us in the chat later. Christopher Carr is, along with being co-founders of Black Land Ownership, Chris Carr is also a brilliant artist. He's an MC, a wordsmith, a composer, videographer, photographer. And Dr. Marty almost needs no introduction for this community, along with being an incredible changemaker and founder of the Ungun Institute. She is an activist, as she loves to call it, which is so apropos. And everybody knows that any room that Dr. Marty steps into comes to life in a whole new way. So I'm really excited to see this conversation that the three of them will have after we go to a short video that's going to give you some updates on their incredible project. And then they're going to talk a bit about the what and the why now of their beautiful project. Thank you.
Greetings, my name is Chris Carr. Welcome to Chisels and Ginger. This is the Eco Hub up in Richfield Springs, New York, about 4 hours outside of New York City. And as you see, we are up here, got the lake in the background, you have the forest in the background, and we are on 22 acres. The goal of our Eco Hub is to have a space that is safe, that's welcoming, that's encouraging, that's transformative, where we invite people up from the city, we invite people from the community, and we invite folks from all over the world to come share their knowledge and then have an experience together. For us, it's about reweaving this fabric of community, of family, of friendship, of humanity following pandemic. And knowing that we're gonna have to put effort into working together, right? And so we wanna bring people out to hike with us and to explore 22-acre property. So that's like 18 or 19 acres that's wooded behind us. We wanna bring people out to hang out in the fields in the meadow, which is down there. And with this grant, thank you, Purpose Earth, we'll be able to build some platforms. We already had the wood milled. I'm gonna show you some video of that, where we brought in a one-person sawmill, and instead of going to a store and buying treated lumber, a tree had fallen in my partner's yard. So we're able to take that large tree and turn that into what's gonna be platforms for us to perform and hang out and enjoy the nature out here. I'm gonna show you the garden, which we've been putting in work. This garden is not just for us to be able to grow food and have a sustainable way of living, but we want to use this as a space where other people come up and we have workshops where we teach permaculture techniques, where we teach indigenous, whether Aboriginal, African, Native, North American, South American, Central American, but ways of working with the land, using natural materials, knowing what you're putting into the food, seeing the process, being a part of the process, and working with the earth to develop sustainable techniques so that we can get healthy, amazing, tasty veggies that are grown right here. And even if you don't have a 22-acre property, the techniques you learn here could be used in your backyard, could be used in a, raised flower bed garden. When we think of community and how we are putting an effort or work or time into provide space for others, to provide information for others, and so that it's not just to our benefit, but that this becomes a hub to where no matter where you're from, no matter who you are, no matter what your background is, this is a space where you can come listen to the birds. You can sit here with your feet in the dirt. You can take a deep breath and smell that fresh air, and then build with other people, like be out here and spend your time in connection with others, in connection with the planet, in connection with the universe, all right? And so I'll show you some videos and some photos of the projects we've been working on here. We have an apiary, and so you'll see some video of that. And in general, we're just excited that we're able to participate in this grant, have the opportunity to work with folks, and to have the funding to be able to provide space for others. The excitement that I have about this is seeing people come out here, and when they go up and they climb the hill and they go up in the woods, and you see them, and you see like the excitement that they have. You see them challenge themselves and succeed. You see people who have never spent time out here and are like, I don't know if I can do it. And then they do it. And then they're like, let's go out tomorrow. That to me is a feeling that can't be bought. And the fact that we're able to put in some time and effort, put these platforms up, get this garden together, put up the hammocks and the hideaway we like so that people can feel relaxed up amongst nature, see the turkeys run by, look at the groundhogs, see the chipmunks, all the little animals, the butterflies. It's beautiful. And we like to remind people that the world is beautiful. Part of our goal is to see if a life can be changed in one weekend, right? That sounds like a really big question, but in 1 or 2 days coming up here, can that lead to an experience and connection with other people that then will influence future life decisions? And I think so. I believe so. I'd like to do the experiment. So come visit us, come hang out, get with us in the garden, barbecue with us in the front yard, climb the hill, kick it with us, make some music. We have the recording set up inside. Cook with us. Let's exchange recipes and techniques and enjoy the sunset. You know, listen to the birds, meet new friends. All right, peace.
Woo! My. How amazing is that video? I'm telling you, I am so excited. I have so much that I want to ask, and I know we have very limited time, but I first want to say again, hello, Melissa, and hello, Chris. How are you all doing today? Wow, okay. The first thing I want to say is that I'm coming, because being on the Purpose Earth Grants Council and a part of the mentorship program, I believe that what really holds value and what makes this work is when we have an opportunity to come and be hands-on. So I am coming, and I am coming next month in July. So I want you all, we can talk about this offline or what day that looks like. And if you can figure it out right now and let us know and put it in the chat, I would like to invite those who are listening that will also have an opportunity to meet me there. Like, I don't want them to just come to experience it, but I want this to be the experience of all experiences, because one of the things that you said in that video, Chris, which I think is important, you said that this is us reweaving the fabric of community. So I want to know who in our community can meet me there next month. Let's come and experience this. I already see myself climbing to the top. Now, I may need a little help. You may have to release the bees and make it look like they're coming after me, and that's going to definitely but I am coming. And I say, let's make it happen. So I have a question for you all. Purpose Earth, obviously, we've gotten it right. We chose you all in your project. You clearly, you truly understand the assignment, and you're just doing so well with what you're building and how you're building it and becoming sustainable. My question to you today is, what else do you need? How can we as a community, when we think about anybody in the world, no matter where they are, how can we become a part of this ecosystem? So in other words, me coming to visit in July for 1 or 2 days is going to be great and fantastic. But when I come back home, how can I bring that experience back with me? And what can I do that can still stay connected to the Eco Hub?
Well, first, I'd like to thank everyone for being here and participating. All of the other presenters have been fantastic, and the project seemed mind-blowing for me. And so I have to be honest, I'm not a super goal-oriented, down-the-road person. I really live in the now. So if you all come through, that's when the organic process starts. I think earlier in the conversation, someone mentioned culture. And for me, I really look at culture definitionally out of like science or biology, to where it's an organic outgrowth over time. And you don't know what it is while it's happening. You can't really control it, make it. It just ends up being. And I can say, from what I'm hearing, the concepts of collective work, the actual people who are weaving and working with fabrics and working with history, the mix of science and emotion and passion with like earth sciences and NASA and outer space, at that level of magnitude, the understanding of intergenerational communication, and a reality of us doing what we can. And so I don't always think to what we need or what we don't have or what will happen in the future. I look at the energy you're going to bring, and it will create something I didn't even think of. I look at when Melissa and Rhiannon hang out on the land, something will develop that we never imagined. I can say that a commitment to living your life to the fullest so that you love what you're doing is what I can ask of other people. So that when you come work with us, you're not doing it for any other reason than you are committed and love what's important to yourself and your community and the way we interact and overlap in that capacity. Obviously, in a world where material items seem to be useful, material resources help, whether it's people donating camping gear, socks, boots, whether it's companies who are coming up with, not my place to say it, but like products for women that if you want to be in the woods for a week and a half, 2 weeks, that may make that a more comfortable experience. Whether it's just spreading the word and letting people know, like, who know me and who've met me, like, I'm serious about what I do. I love what I do. I like working with people. How do we connect, whether it's now helping me, because I'm not so good at the administrative stuff, talk to all these people I saw today from all over the world. My homie lives in Beirut. I went to Lebanon like back in 2001. I'm waiting to go to Israel. I'm waiting to go to parts of West Africa and East Africa. I'm waiting. And it looks like there are people here who have experiences that I'd love to learn from. So I could just encourage folks to come hang out and come spend some time with us, meet me and Melissa, meet the other people, and then we can see what develops. Melissa, what are your thoughts?
I would say for me, the most important thing is people coming and bringing their intuitive knowledge of whatever that may be. Usually that organic process tends to teach us something and then allow for a flourishing or kind of a fluidity that spreads to the rest of the folks who come up. Yeah, like we have someone coming through the grant this week or in about a week to help teach us how to build with cob. That is a piece of his intuitive knowledge and his work. And, taking clay from the property, stone from the property, sand, straw from a neighbor's property, water, and creating bricks to actually build an outdoor kitchen for people to cook in that costs, under $800, possibly under $1,000. That then can provide food for a lifetime and show people what you can do with the elements on your property. So that is a little piece of intuitive knowledge that one person is bringing. Other people have brought knowledge of gardening or flowers, things that are natural to the environment, helping us decipher what might harm other things or isn't natural or was put there that may be a problem and what isn't, and how we can then not treat it as a problem, but manage those things together and try to look at it as a new organic system that we help flourish. And so that helps. Gardening is really hard. So I have so much respect for all the people that grow their own food, till the land, and especially this idea of we really believe in trying to do that at as much possible at no cost. So really learning what our soil will grow naturally and what it throws out, then kind of dealing with that and not trying to force something into it. But there are tricks and people who know things about this that helps a lot. So anything, and I think for some people, you might not know the answer now, but if you come to the property, all of a sudden you're like, oh, I just realized I do know this. From when I was a child, I remember this flower. From when I was young, I remember these animals and what I learned about them. Like we learned that chipmunks like to live in solitude. That little tiny fact that someone shared has been inspiring me for a very long time now. And that's just one small bit. So, yeah.
And I'd like to add on to that. In the information exchange, I think is what I have had the most pleasure with, and the human experiential exchange of, I have friends who lived in cities their entire lives. They got onto the land and all of a sudden a new part of their personality emerged that had been there, but
wasn't given that catalyst, or there wasn't an opportunity for it to present itself. And then you see leadership come out of people, or you see people who in the city are somewhat aggressive and imposing become quiet, and they want to listen and follow direction and learn from other people. And you see a connectivity that I don't get to have inside the city. And a lot of it is that knowledge exchange, to where no one's an expert. No one is, I am this status, this job title, this or anything. Our identities are respected, revered, amplified in terms of us seeing each other. But we get to a level of humanity that's, we keep each other safe while we're walking through the woods. The knowledge that we share, you take back with you and could be useful 15 years from now. It may not even be for right this moment, but it's starting a process that I think is cumulative and takes time, takes engagement, takes reiteration. And so it's been really dope to have people come share and work with the local community, work with people who've lived in the area for 50, 70 years, work with people that are 75 years old, and also have like 12-year-olds come by, and we're exchanging together.
I'm telling you, I'm ready to get on the airplane right now. Really, I am. This is just amazing. Again, I want you to choose a weekend in July. My July, I've taken off the whole month, so I have an opportunity to do this. And I'm excited to come. So you choose the weekend and I am there. On the eve of a very important federal holiday that's coming up tomorrow, it's Juneteenth. And when we think about Juneteenth as it being the it was the release of our people being enslaved, and of the last people being enslaved in 1865 in Galveston, Texas. I want to think about that when we're talking about your land and having that mindset of freedom, because I would imagine that that's what the Black Land Ownership Project is all about. It's the mindset of freedom. When someone steps onto the land who's still in their mind in this world today, with so much war and hatred and racism still taking place, when they step into this land, a land of healing, what is one of the things that you are intentionally making sure that they get to do to feel that peace that they may not feel anywhere else in the world when they are wearing these titles, when they are living in certain places, when they are encountering many different things in the world? On this land, this healed, peaceful place, what are you intentional about making sure they experience? I'll start with Melissa and then I'll let Chris end.
I think one of the things that we have been very intentional about and care deeply about is helping people to, not necessarily helping them, but providing opportunities for people to get past or move through or engage with some of the things that scare them about the natural world, and seeing what happens when we do allow that. I think that's something that we've been extremely intentional about. Chris has helped me through some of my fears. I think I may have helped him through some of his fears with the natural world. I'm not sure, but I know that he's really helped me. And there was a moment, I've always been very in awe of snakes, but also a bit scared of them. And he helped me get through this fear, which I'm not past yet completely, but I have been engaging with it. And that is something, and learning about the power in the exact thing that I am scared of, and the positivity in the thing that I'm scared of, and where it comes from and roots from, and which parts I need to key in on and which parts I need to release. And so that's something we've been intentional with everyone who's come up about, and said it to them and talked through things with them.
Okay, thank you so much, Melissa. We are pretty much at the end. So Chris, I need you to just come on, hit it real hard, hit that home run with 1 or 2 sentences. Give it to us. What are you intentional about making sure they experience?
Honestly, part of this experience is letting go of my intention and me trying to force squared pegs into circular openings in society, and the nature takes over, the universe takes over. You get there, and as long as you come out there, and we tell people, leave your stress at home. Like we don't bring drama to the land. And once you get there, it rinses. You start walking around with your shoes off, you feel it, you look at the sunset, you feel it, you go by the lake, you feel it, you get up in the woods, all you hear is birds. It's not quiet. The birds are loud. It's hectic. The crows, the eagles, it's out there. And you let go, and you get every spectrum of emotion, so that there is peace, release, silence, and then there's fear. We have to keep each other safe. There's responsibility. And then there's no responsibility at all. You don't have anything you have to do for 24 hours, but we might cook together. We might go on walks together. We might have time totally alone. We might have time where you're with 9 people you've never met before. And we have to learn how to reacclimate and reintegrate into social settings like that, where we are all different and don't know each other. And so come rock with us and be a part of the experience.
Wow. Thank you so much, Chris. I asked for a home run. You hit a grand slam. Melissa, Chris, come on. Black land ownership. Come on to the Eco Hub. Dr. Marty's coming in July. Let's do it. Thanks, everybody. Woo-hoo.
Thank y'all.
Thank you, guys. That was so great. And what a great way to end it off. I think letting go of intention and letting nature take over. You know, the world is more powerful than all of us combined in a way that allows us really just to let go and feel that power and graciousness. We are going to introduce Angelina. I'm going to pass it over to you, Dad. He's been a mentor to her through the Purpose Earth Foundation, and so I will let you bring her up.
Yes, letting the universe take over, Chris, that was great. Thank you for that. And I'm looking forward to experiences I haven't imagined before as well. So thank you. Angelina, thank you for your patience. So tell us a little bit about yourself and Unleashing the African Potential is a Purpose Earth grant recipient, and it's a project from We the World, who I work with. Lino's Rick and Bruno for a long time too, so it makes it even more special, and also because I'm the mentor. And I've been going to Africa for really a long time. So having a mentoring and unleashing the African potential is very exciting to me. So the initial projects that we funded were local empowerment projects, empowering the village. Can you tell us a little bit about it, please?
Thank you, Lawrence. Thank you for having me. And I am excited and happy to be here and hearing all the lovely stories about the community engagement. I am calling in from Botswana, which is in the southern part of Africa. And we founded Unleashing the African Potential, which is a body, mind, and soul transformation program that we do in rural and remote communities. And with the grant, we had the opportunity to train 75 women who now we have a group of 20 who have their own support group and are continuing to work on the community activation to provide support to young girls. And just that's really what we wanted to do, you know, to, like the theme goes, New Earth Rising. That's what we're all about, that big connection, that awareness that we're all united, we're all one, and we need to support each other. We need to find that core and return back to love. So having met Lawrence has also been amazing, and Lay too. I've gotten so much support, you know, to navigate the obstacles that we go through in acquiring certain things that we need from the government and things like that. But one thing that, despite the challenges we've had, is how this and the series of events that came up, and me having the opportunity to get off to a global level, getting to meet more African leaders, getting to engage and to learn and teach, because I always think interaction is a two-way. You teach and then you learn, and I've gathered valuable lessons from those engagements.
Yeah, thank you. And when you came in for the tech check, it was light there in Botswana. Now it's dark.
Yes, it's like 6:30 p.m. now, and I was just trying to navigate how to. The sun has set now, so I was just, yeah.
You were in Stockholm plus 50 last year for the conference. We have a video that we'd like to show of that, and then Lee's going to ask a couple questions about it. If we could show the video.
Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, I'm yielding the floor now to the distinguished representative from Parents for Future Botswana Global. Madam, you have the floor.
Thank you. I'm a young activist and I'm a mother. As Parents for Future, we are a global movement that connects parent climate activists across the globe. We push for effective climate action in line with the principle of climate justice. We are determined to contain the climate crisis and ensure a livable future because we love our children. We as parents want to speak for our children, many of them too small to even understand the danger they are in. We are striving to give them the voice that they themselves do not yet have. Climate change is a great danger to my country. We have a semi-arid climate, low soil fertility, and highly variable rainfall, leading to a very low agricultural potential. The climate crisis threatens the little arable land we have and therewith our food security. One of our great income contributors is tourism. People from all over the world come to admire our pristine ecosystems. These are also under threat by the warming of our planet. For poverty reduction, equity, and sustainable development to succeed in Botswana, the climate crisis must be contained. How can we do that? We parents have released a letter signed by organizations and individuals from all over the world that calls for the end of fossil fuels. We recommend governments to negotiate, adopt, and implement a fossil fuel non-proliferation treaty for the sake of the children we love. This treaty should lay out a binding global plan to end the expansion of any new coal, oil, or gas production, phase out existing production of fossil fuels in a manner that is fair and equitable, ensure a global just transition to 100% access to renewable energy globally. Look around in this hall. Most of the people in here have children. We are the biggest group. If we all want to bring change, we can. Let's do it. Thank you for your attention and your future action in your job to finally secure the future of all our children, because we all love our children. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Madam.
It was so great to be able to hear you speak at a conference like that, and especially because you've had such a direct call to action. You said this is our world, and this is the world that our children are going to inherit, and here are the steps that we can take together. What was it like speaking at a conference that big, meeting people from all over the world, and how do you think that? How did you feel after giving that speech? Did you feel that people were supportive, or actions were going to be taken?
At first, and I think it's natural, I was a bit nervous, but getting there and getting into the intention and realizing that I'm not there for my own personal reasons. I'm there because I'm carrying the people that I represent, my communities, the children, and how it is my responsibility to get out there in the spaces and take up that space and get to speak on their behalf and push for that change and activate change. After that, I felt like I had a lot of support, and I've been meeting more and more amazing people who are also for that call to action. And what we're trying to do is to be more deliberate with our actions, to call on more people to join us and to really activate this new earth that we're trying to create, an earth of love, environmental stewardship, and restoration.
It's so inspirational, and I think it really speaks to how much power you can have being a voice for your community. And we can't tackle climate change all on our own. So what has your experience been involving other African countries, other communities in this fight with these actions?
It's amazing. I meet different leaders and activists from as far as Rwanda, Tanzania, Pakistan, Kenya, Uganda, and we are always trying to develop training so that we can activate more people to join the call to action, to have a change of perspective and to raise their consciousness so that they know that climate change and global warming is a huge task at hand. But with that little step that you can take in changing your lifestyle, in being aware, in calling out other people to join us, then we can restore Mother Earth to her lovely self.
Thank you so much, and thank you for centering that message with love. And I hope that we've all felt inspired to take that step in our own communities as well.
Yeah, we're ending up you've ended up the program, Angelina, which is wonderful. Yeah, thank you. It's been a great last act. And it's really exciting to hear how you've really expanded your contacts and moving around the world, because that's how things are going to change. We're going to do it together, and you're developing that community. So we thank you.
Thank you very much for having me. And one thing that I'd also like to mention, I love how as a child, this was just a fire that I had in me, and being here in this moment and living in it is such a powerful thing. And I am aware that I am an inspiration to other young girls, and I still want to create that environment where they know that they too can, and it is possible. So thank you very much.
Thank you. I think this is it, Lee. I think
we made it on our
we made it. We did.
Do you have any last thoughts?
This is a great Father's Day, a great way to spend Father's Day, for sure. It's unimaginable. I would never be able to really imagine anything like this happening.
Well, as a long distance daughter, it's always great to be able to do things virtually and to share in this community with you all on Father's Day as well. I hope that we felt inspired and called to action. I think all of the grant recipients that we spoke to today are doing such great work in their communities, and also represent all the steps that we can take in our own communities as well. There are a lot of exciting projects coming up. And there's also another event happening later today. Nazreen, who's another Purpose Earth grant recipient, founder and co-director of the Empowerment Collective, is speaking about grassroots organizing and empowering women in India and Nepal. That is today at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time as part of World Unity Week. So shout out. I've heard great things about Nazreen, so I will be there to support as well. Any final thoughts, Dad? Did you have a favorite part or a favorite line?
No, this was great. Thank you, Laura, for suggesting Lee, and thank you, Vanessa, for suggesting me. It was really fun to do this.
It was a lot of fun. I hope to see all of you at other events soon, and World Unity Week continues. I was on the website earlier. There are a ton of events, so there's a lot to learn and be inspired by. Thank you all, and thank you all for sticking around. I know we went a little over. Appreciate all of the work and the support today.
Yeah, thank you.
ambassadors, and known from the four corners of the four waters. All the saviors among the many cultures. Honored to be the one to bring to you the light this morning, afternoon, or evening, according to your timeline. The one that is the truth, and I'ma preach it until global unity becomes a reality, please. Yes, 99 days of peace, we can have it in 99 ways, and 99 places. Achieving global unity, brotherhood is key. Tune into the spirit, let your vibe raise. Blessings, blessings.
Lift your voice, your unique mission is a key.